Don't shampoo too much, it'll make your hair fall out. Use this shampoo, it'll make your hair thicker in 2 weeks. Natural shampoos are always better than chemical ones. You might be hearing these things every now and then. And honestly, how would you trust things like that? Today, in episode 3 of the hair growth series, we're clearing up every myth about hair loss shampoos. I'll tell you exactly what hair loss shampoos can actually do, what they can't do. By the end of this video, you'll know if that expensive bottle sitting in your bathroom is worth keeping or tossing. Subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the rest of the series. Okay, so let's first talk about the problem. So, before all of that, let me show you what's actually happening with your hair. You have hair on your scalp, but it doesn't grow long. It just sits there, creating frizz and breakage. This is huge for women, especially those around 35 to 40 years old. Why? Your hair's growth phase, that anagen phase we talked about in earlier episodes, becomes shorter. Instead of growing for years, it only grows for months. Your hair doesn't stay in the growth phase long enough to actually become long and strong. For this, you need things that extend the anagen phase, like minoxidil or peptide serums. If you have not watched the previous episodes yet, you can watch them using the link in the description. Okay, this was about what we learned before. And now, the question that we are covering today is, where do these hair fall shampoos lie in our routine? And do they even help? Stay with me because the answer might surprise you. So, if we see, shampoo's primary job is to cleanse your scalp. It removes dirt, oil, product buildup, and dead skin cells. It keeps your pores clean. And after shampooing, it leaves your hair fibers rough and negatively charged, which is why shampoos also contain conditioning ingredients to reduce friction, frizz, and breakage. And here's the first myth I'm busting today. You should only shampoo once a week. No. If your scalp feels dirty, shampoo it. Because there's nothing worse for your hair than clogged follicles. When your follicles are clogged, they can't breathe, they can't function, and your hair struggles to grow. And also, shampoo stays on your scalp for 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 5 if you're really thorough. That's a very brief contact time. So any active ingredient in your shampoo has a very limited time to penetrate your scalp and do anything meaningful. This is a fundamental limitation of rinse-off products. They simply don't stay on your scalp long enough for most active ingredients to penetrate deeply into the hair follicles. This is why most regular hair growth shampoos with active ingredients may show limited effectiveness. They're not useless, but they cannot replace proper treatments like minoxidil or peptide serums. However, there is one exception to this rule. One shampoo that actually helps. And there's real science behind it. It's 2% ketoconazole. You must have heard of Nizoral. That's the brand name. So I'll tell you how it is different. So, what is ketoconazole? Ketoconazole is an antifungal medication, and your scalp is the perfect environment for yeast and fungi to grow. You can't see them, but they're there on everyone's scalp. The most common one is called Malassezia. Studies have found that people with pattern hair loss actually have more Malassezia fungus on their scalps than people without hair loss. When this fungus builds up too much, it causes inflammation, which increases hair loss. Now, ketoconazole works in 3 ways actually. First, it kills excess fungus and reduces inflammation. Research shows that ketoconazole 2% shampoo improved hair density, hair shaft diameter, and the proportion of hairs in the anagen or growth phase in ways comparable to minoxidil 2%. While the results are impressive, it's important to note that ketoconazole works through completely different mechanisms than minoxidil, primarily through its antifungal and anti-inflammatory properties. Okay? Second, it does mild DHT blocking. Remember DHT from episode 1, the hormone that shrinks your follicles? So ketoconazole does the same DHT blocking. Yes, it's not as powerful as finasteride, but the benefit is that you don't get any side effects. Ketoconazole may inhibit 5-alpha reductase, the enzyme that converts testosterone to DHT, but it does so locally at the scalp level. Third, direct anti-inflammatory action. Even when there's no active fungal infection, ketoconazole calms inflammation at the follicle level. Ketoconazole's anti-inflammatory effects work by inhibiting the synthesis of inflammatory prostaglandins and reducing pro-inflammatory cytokines. Combined with its ability to modulate sebum production, reducing scalp oiliness, it creates a healthier environment for hair growth. While using it, you need to massage it into your scalp and leave it on for 3 to 5 minutes before rinsing. Because unlike regular shampoo, ketoconazole needs some contact time. So this was about ketoconazole. Now, if I talk about my routine, I use 2% ketoconazole shampoo once a week. And in alternate weeks, I use a clarifying shampoo. This keeps my scalp clean reduces fungal buildup, and supports overall scalp health. If your hair fall is happening because of scalp clogging, fungal overgrowth, or inflammation, this routine can help stop it. Now, what about all those other shampoos claiming to stop hair fall? The ones with biotin, caffeine, rosemary oil, all these active ingredients. Recent research shows that shampoos containing caffeine and certain other compounds have demonstrated some benefits, but not comparable to the active treatments for hair growth. This doesn't mean they're completely useless. They can support scalp health and reduce some inflammation. And if we talk about a shampoo with ketoconazole, it may also not prevent hair loss alone, but it helps improve hair health by preventing and treating inflammation and thus may result into lesser hair fall. So, you may think of these shampoos as support, not solutions. Now, another important thing, you've probably seen silicone-free labels on hair products. So what's the deal with silicones? Silicones like dimethicone and cyclomethicone are synthetic ingredients that coat the hair shaft. They're commonly used because they give instant results. Hair looks shinier, smoother, and less frizzy right away. What they actually do is form a protective coating around each strand. This coating reflects light, which creates shine, and temporarily smooths the cuticle, making hair feel soft. But silicones don't improve hair health. They don't nourish, repair damage, or strengthen hair from within. They only work on the surface. For some hair types, silicones can be helpful. If you have thick, coarse, frizzy, or chemically treated hair, or if you use heat styling regularly, they can provide temporary smoothness and protection. However, for fine or thinning hair, silicones can cause issues. They can build up over time, are harder to wash out, make hair look flat, limp, and greasy, and may block moisture and nutrients from penetrating the hair. So while silicones give cosmetic shine and smoothness, they mostly mask your hair's real condition. If you're dealing with hair thinning or hair fall, using silicone-free shampoos most of the time is usually the better choice. Now, some more things that you should avoid are, first, shampoos with harsh sulfates like sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS. When I say avoid harsh sulfates, I mean in your regular everyday shampoo, as they can strip your scalp of natural oils, cause irritation, and make hair brittle. But for clarifying shampoos used once a week, sulfates are actually fine because you need that deep cleansing power to remove all the buildup from your treatments. It's about frequency. Daily SLS is too harsh, while weekly SLS for clarifying is necessary. Then parabens. Some people are allergic to parabens, so if you notice scalp irritation, these might be the culprit. Isopropyl alcohol and drying alcohols, these can dry out your hair and scalp, causing irritation. So look for gentler formulations that cleanse effectively while maintaining your scalp's natural moisture balance. And if you're using daily treatments like minoxidil or serums, you need a clarifying shampoo once a week to remove product buildup. This is non-negotiable to avoid buildup. So here's what we've learned. Most hair growth shampoos with active ingredients like caffeine, biotin, or oils have limited effectiveness because of short contact time. They may provide some support, but they're not game changers. Ketoconazole 2% shampoo is the exception. It's actually backed by solid science. It reduces fungal overgrowth, lowers scalp DHT, decreases inflammation, and has shown results comparable to minoxidil 2% in some studies. So, I hope all the confusion about your hair fall shampoo has been cleared now. If you have any questions, drop a comment here and I'll answer them. Guys, hair growth needs a complete approach. Shampoo is one piece of that puzzle, an important piece for scalp health, especially if you use ketoconazole. And you need the complete approach we've been building in this series. If this helped you, share it with someone who's been buying expensive hair growth shampoos, wondering why nothing's changing. In the next episode, we'll tackle another big question about hair growth. If you need personalized support for your hair journey, call us at 8699086991. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.